So a ratio is a comparison of two quantities. And you always write them expressed as a quotient. What's a quotient mean? As a fraction, yep, division. Expressed as a quotient. So let's take an example. If I said the ratio of 3 to 10, how would you write that? 3 to 10. Notice it's a fraction. The first number is your top number. The second number is your bottom number. First number is your top number. Second number is your bottom number. So when you look at that, Cindy, all set. You can start. Yeah. So this will be what? 3 over 10, and you will simplify it. If you can. Well, I can't simplify this. The ratio of 10, notice the word 2. I'm going to write 2 by writing colon. 10 to 5. That's another way of writing that. So we write that as what? 10 over 5. When you simplify it, you know the math says 2, but you have to write that as 2 over 1. It has to be a fraction. For every one of these, there's 2 of these. That's what that means. Like if I look around the room here, I can say the ratio. You got the test? Yeah. It's going, yeah, okay. Yeah. If I say, what's the ratio of men to women in this class? Let's count how many gentlemen we have in the room. Unless I'm blind, I see 5. How many ladies? You guys count them quickly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think. 6. So the ratio is 5 to 6. For every 6 women in the class, there's 5 men. Or for every 5 men, there are 6 women. Now, the one thing to remember is, when you have decimal like this one, the ratio of 0.7 to 5.42. Well, you're going to write that as what? 0.7 divided by 5.42. They don't like to see the answer in decimal or fractions. So you have to simplify this. You have to change it to whole numbers. How do you change it to whole numbers? Now flip. Yes, go ahead, Daisha. Move the decimal point. How many places? Because I saw you doing your hand. 2 places. Why? Because both numbers have to be a whole number. If you move this 1 place, that's still 55.2. So I got to move this 2 places to make it a whole number. I got to move that 2 places. So that would be what? 70 over 542. Can I simplify this? Yes. Notice the last digit is what? Even? I can divide them by 2. By 2, this is what? 35. By 2, this is what? 271. So it's 35 over 271. Let's try another one. You have to be a fraction. Expressed as a fraction, as a quotient. The ratio has to be written as a fraction. Even if your numbers, like notice this one is 2 really, but you have to write that 2 over 1. What's the ratio of 1/3 to 5 1/2?
Say that again? What did you say? Oh, 1/3 to 1/2.
So what's the answer to that? This is what? 1/3 divided by 5 1/2. And you have to go back what we covered in chapter 2 and simplify that. That's 1 over 3 divided by 5 1/2. How do we divide these? Change it to what? First, before I do that, change it to improper fraction. Now it's KFC. Keep, change, and flip. 2 over what? 33.
Where are you getting these numbers from? Like, are you just using them?
I'm just making numbers up.
Oh, okay.
2 over 23. I'll do another one. Are you paying attention? No, no. Pay attention. The ratio of 2 1/7 to 3 1/4. Again, I keep bringing fractions. I know you don't like them. That's 2 1/7 over what? 3 1/4. Again, look at it. It says take 2 1/7 and do what with it? Divide it by 3 1/4. How do we do the math? Change it to 15 over 7 divided by what? 13 over 4. KCF. Keep the first one, change the division to multiplication, flip the second one. Can you simplify anything? No. 15 times 4, which is what? 60 over, what's that? 91 is it? 91. 60 to 91. For every 91 of these, 60 for that. For every 60 of these, 91 for that. If you're listening to the election, they go the ratio of voters. If you ask them, 46% or 46% for Hillary to what? Let's say 40 for Donald Trump. They only add up to 86, but there's some people undecided. So when you write that as a quotient, that's 46 to 40. Can I simplify that? 23 to what? 20. For every 20 people who vote for Donald Trump, 23 people vote for Hillary Clinton. That's what that means. The other topic in this section beside the ratio is actually the rate. The rate or unit pricing. So let's look at this. What's the rate? When you look at the ratio, you're comparing two things. For example, here, we compare the number of men to women, so people to people, the same type. We compared how many people voting for Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, still people. But the things on the top and the bottom always the same type, matching. What happens if you're comparing, for example, animals to land? They're not the same type. So we call that a rate. A rate is a ratio, still a ratio, of usually different types, unlike quantities. And usually with the rate, especially unit rate, you want to make sure what? The denominator is 1. You want to make sure the denominator is 1. So for example, we said take Springfield, or take Boston, take New York City. How many million live in New York City? Couldn't tell you, but let's say there's 8 million people live in New York City. And I have no idea in terms of area-wise how big New York City, how many acres of land. Let's say New York City has 1,000 acres of land, 1,000 acres. What is the rate? Which means what? How many people per acre? So the rate here will be number of people living in 1 acre, because the bottom has to be 1. So we change that to a proportion or a ratio, 8,000 divided by 1,000. So it says there's 8,000 people per acre, per 1 acre. That's what the rate is. 1,000 people, an average in New York City is 1,000 people every acre of land. Now an acre of land is not that big. An acre of land is like almost 300 feet by 300 feet. That's an acre. 3 times 3 is what? An acre is 5,280 square feet. So if you have a piece of 5,280, if you have a piece of land that's 300 feet long, oh no, can't even be. 220 maybe by 220. Let's see what 220 times 220. Oh, that's 48. 200 by acres, 5,000. That's the mile. The mile is 5,280 feet. Sorry, that's the mile. An acre is usually about 300 feet by 300 feet. It's not a 5,280. So you take an area, the length of a football field, the width of a football field, you have 8,000 people living in it in New York City. That's how dense it is. A little bit bigger than a football field. Or we might say, you know what, John can read 500 pages. We know we saw John read before in 4 hours. Speed reading. What is his rate? So we divide them. We go 500 divided by 4, which is what? 125 pages per what? Per hour. Notice I'm comparing pages to hours, not people to people, not pages to pages. Take your mileage on your car. How do we figure out the mileage on your car? Well, it doesn't tell you how many miles per gallon. Yes, miles per gallon you mean. So what you do, Jamie, you take your car, fill it with gas. You know, you get that trip counter on your car, reset it when you fill it with gas. Drive it for a while. Let's say you drive You don't have to empty the tank. Let's say you drove 226 miles. Then you stop at a gas station, add more gas to it. And let's say when you put gas, it took 9 gallons of gasoline. So your car gives you a rate. Your miles per gallon is the 226 miles divided by what? 9 gallons. And divide them. That's the rate. 226 divided by 9, which is 25.1 miles per gallon. 25.1 miles per gallon. What is that important? It's important in something called unit pricing. Unit pricing. Meaning what? You go to Costco. You want to buy peanut butter. You want a restaurant, so you know you're going to use it all, so it's not an issue about using it. And they have different size containers. Could be coffee, could be Band-Aid, whatever you want it to be. Could be vitamins if you're taking vitamins. The first one says, this jar has 32 ounces in it. And the price of that is $3.52. And I have a bigger one here, that 84 ounces. And the price on that, it's $10.08. It's the same peanut butter. You're going to use them both regardless. Which one is a better buy for you? Why the 32? I did that on purpose, Jamie. I don't want to say 96 here intentionally, because I know if I said 96, you'll say that's 3 times that. So what you need to find is the price per 1 ounce. Per ounce, what are you paying? That's what unit pricing is. 3.52 divided by 32. Can you divide 3 by 32? No. Can you divide 35? 1 times 32, 32. What's the remainder? 3, bring that 2 down. 32 by 32 is 1. 1 times 32 is 32. So what are you paying? You're paying 11 cents per ounce for the small one. For the large one, as your decimal point. Can you divide 10 by 84? No. How about 100 by 84? 1, 84. Is that 16 the remainder? Bring the 8 down. 2 times 84, 168. What's the price here? 12 cents per ounce. So which one is cheaper? Small one. Now people say, yeah, big deal. You're talking about a couple of pennies here. So let me look here. Does anyone shop at Costco? Rotisserie chicken. Those chicken at Costco. How much are they for? $4.99 a chicken. To buy a chicken. Now you say, why didn't Costco make the price $5? It's a penny more, because that's what this one's, a penny more. Well, let me ask Google here, how many chickens rotisserie chicken were sold at Costco?
That was the same thing for a car.
Yep.
A car is never around to the 1,000. So it's like 99.
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to see how many chicken just to show you. Let's see. Here's the headline. Costco misses out on $40 million a year because of $5 chicken, rotisserie chicken. They sell about 60 million chickens. In 2013, it says they sold approximately 60 million rotisserie chickens. 60 million.
In my opinion, cheap. You better pay $1 for that chicken.
No, just imagine $4.99. I'm just saying if you go to a penny, if you make it $5, Jamie, I'm just showing you what that penny. Because what some of you thinking, it's just a penny here.
But it adds up.
So it's 60 million. In 2013, Costco says here sold 60 million rotisserie chickens. Times 1 penny. You know what that is? $600,000 of extra money coming to Costco. Do the same thing with the pizza and the hot dog on the way out, or the soda. So I know we're looking at a penny here, but if you're working for a company, your job to make sure you get them the cheapest price. Like take Big Y, for example. If you work in the deli, use the gloves. When they're touching the meat, they always wear the gloves. If you can save, let's say 5 cents on each box, I bet you they go through at least 10 boxes a day per store. 5 cents times 10, 50 cents per store. They have over 100 stores. That's what? 50 bucks a day. Times 360 days, because they close a couple of days a year. You do the math. What is 360 times 50 bucks? That is 18,000. Just the gloves. Now let's get to the bags. You know, let's get to this, let's get to that. You start adding this stuff. That's why they have a purchase manager. That's their job, to go through it and find out what is the best price for them. A penny for you and I, if you're going to get gas, if you go by a gas station, it says $2.09, the next one says $2.10. Big deal, what are you saving? You're going to put 10 gallons of gasoline, 10 cents. You're not going to kill yourself. You're not going to stand in line because that's $2.09 and that one $2.10.
That's like the guy that came and stole triple penny from everybody's bank account. I don't know, like a whole year. And nobody noticed. Millions of dollars. Because
Well, take the post office. If they raise the price by a penny, they make about $5-6 million a year. By a penny, the stamps, because they go through God knows how many letters a day. You know. So again, I want you to think beyond just a penny, on a larger scale. We're not just talking on small. So unit pricing is really a big thing there. You can make a lot of money. Again, think of Band-Aid, think of vitamins, you know. I have to take a vitamin every morning, you know. So I can buy the smaller ones and I can buy the bigger ones. The small one might have, again, this is like 40 pills in it, and we'll say a price of, it's $7.20. The bigger one might have 100, and I got to take one every day, so you know I'm going to take them. And that's 17 bucks. Even. Which one is a better buy? I'll divide them, unit pricing, per one pill. Move that decimal point there. 72 by 40, 1 times 40 is 40. The remainder is what, 38? Bring that 0 down. Is that 28, not say, right?
Yeah.
20, I'm just saying something is not working. 28 by 40, that's just 8 or 7? What's 72 minus 40? 32. Ah, where am I? Wake up. That's a 32 of the remainder. 0 from 2 is 2, 4 from 7, 3. Bring that 0 down. 8. So what's the result? 18 cents a pill. The other one, 17. There's my decimal point. By 100. 170. That's 1. 1 times 100 is 100. The remainder is 7. 0. Bring that 0 down. What's 700 by 100? 7. 7 times 100? 700. Remainder 0, that's what? 17 cents. I'm saving a penny per pill. So if I'm buying 100 of them, I save what? $1 on the price. I'm going to take them every day regardless. So in a year, I'm saving $3 just on the vitamins. Not a lot of money, but $3, $3. I'm sure if I gave you $3, you'll take it.
Was it for your iron?
Yes. So if I'm going to take them and I have the $17 to spend, why not buy that one? And you start doing that with everything else, everything that you're buying. There's $3 here, there's $5 here, there's $7 here, there's $4 here. By the end of the day, you got $150, $200 saved. That is unit pricing. That's the end of section 1.